What's up? I'm back. Hello again, everyone. What's going on? Oh, my hair is looking particularly spiky today. All right. Thanks for coming, everybody. Oh, no, that's not the right one. This is A Friend in Every Corner live stream. Oh, excuse me. Scratchy throat. How is the connection right now? Is the connection okay? Okay, good. I'm glad. Let's hope it stays that way. So, yeah. How is everyone? I'm fine. I'll be okay if my equipment continues to work okay. So, what are we going to do here today? Whatever you want. If you want to talk with me, we can talk. If you have a question, I'll try to help you. This is a very open format on this live stream, okay? Why do I have this live stream? It's called A Friend in Every Corner because one day I hope that I have at least one friend in every place in the world. So this live stream is about, do you want to be my friend? That's what this stream is about. How can you be advanced? Baby, you can be advanced by asking the right questions. Being advanced is about understanding how to ask questions. That's what being advanced is all about. Follow your curiosity and explore. Okay? All right, who do we have with us today? Hello, E. McGee. Hello, Robertson. Hello, Tony. And Bam and Ruby. Dajahao. Hello, Bebe. Annyeonghaseyo. Hello, Stas. Privyet. Hello, Abdul's Hardware. And Asma. Assalamu alaikum. Hello, Gabby. Hola. Mucho gusto. Hello, Melek. Merhaba. That's all I know in Turkish. Hello, Johnny. Guten Tag. Wie geht's? How can you be more fluent in speaking because you understand what I say? Pantea, that's a pretty name. Pantea, the secret of being fluent in a language is if you think you're not fluent, what that means is your language is not easily accessible in your mind. When you want to think about English, you need to think about it. You need to find those words. You need to take a minute to think. You can never be good at a language if you aren't trying to think in that language. So, the secret of fluency is strong mental language will give you strong physical language. Learn how to think in English. If you can think in English, then you can write, read, speak, and listen. Okay? Malek says, I understand what you're saying, but making sentences is difficult for me. No, it's not. You just did it. You're doing fine. Don't worry about grammar. If you worry about grammar in real life, okay, I understand if you worry about grammar when you're in school or you're at work or you're taking a test. I understand when you worry about grammar then. But listen to me, this is important. You don't need to worry about grammar in the real world most of the time. Do you know why? Because guess what? Everyone hates grammar. If everyone hates it, then they hate it just as much as you do. So if you make a mistake, they understand. They understand. Okay? So you don't need to worry. Got it? Hello, Yuta Ito. Konnichiwa. Hello, Gabby. That's okay. I understand you're at work. Hello, Emmy. How many languages do I know? Elham, I know English. And I can kind of speak Chinese. I don't think I'm great at Chinese, but I think I'm okay. And then I know a few words in many, many other languages. You know, but I'm not fluent in German, but I know a little. I'm not fluent in Spanish, but I know a little. I'm not fluent in Italian, but I know a little. Just a little. I mean, a little. Very, very little. Like 10 words. Hello, Miguel from Bolivia and from Gonzalez Jewelry. All right, shout out to Gonzalez Jewelry. Asma says, I think listening a lot helps to improve speaking. Yeah, it can. Listening definitely can help to improve speaking, but it depends on who you're listening to, Asma. You have to listen to a good speaker, not just anyone, okay? There are many people who speak, but not many people who speak well, okay? That's the secret. We have some people working on some equipment today in the house, so there might be some noise in the background today, but that's okay. Oh, and there's my puppy. Come here, buddy. Hi, buddy. What you doing? You guys want to say hi? This is Shadow. Come here, buddy. You want to say, come here. Say hi to people. What are you doing? Go sit down. Let's see. Did I miss something? Yes, that's right, Tony. Learn to think in English. That's the secret of any language, is if you're not thinking in that language, then you're just translating, not really speaking. Yeah. So let's see. Bebe says, I want to study a course in English about marketing, but my English is poor. Bebe, if you want to learn about marketing and business, those are things that need to be current. So I wouldn't buy a book about it. I would find a website or a course online about it, because those things must be current. They have to stay up to date. If you buy a book about marketing, it might be too old. Those concepts might not be valid anymore. Okay? Sasha says, I have a teacher and he said you must learn grammar first. Sasha, do babies learn grammar? No. When you learn a language, no, grammar is not that important in the beginning. Okay, grammar is important when you're at school. Grammar is important when you're at work. Grammar is important when you're taking a test. But in real life, when you're trying to explore language, if you're more worried about your grammar, then you're not going to speak. And if you don't speak, then you won't improve. So I would much, much rather have a person speak a lot and make a lot of errors, grammar mistakes. That's fine. That's much, much better than being too afraid to speak because your grammar is not perfect. So I don't care about grammar in real life. Not really. Grammar is not that important. Okay? Grammar is a tool to help things be more clear, but it is not language itself. It's only a tool for the facilitation of better communication. However, if I say, I want go store, do you understand what I mean? You do. And yet, my grammar is not correct. So that's the point. Language is about communication and expression, not about perfect grammar. So if you are able to communicate and express yourself and they understand you correctly, then it doesn't matter. I know some people whose grammar is perfect, but the way they speak is not easily understandable. So their communication is actually not good. Their grammar is perfect, yet their communication is bad. Interesting, isn't it? They lost one important thing. The purpose of language is communication, not grammar. I must be smart if I know a lot of different languages. Not really. It's not that hard to learn 10 words in 20 languages. That's not a hard thing to do. You can do that in an afternoon. You make mistakes when you make a question. Okay? So, what's the problem, Irma? Everybody makes mistakes. How can you improve your speaking skills? Walayat Khan wants to know. Walayat, you need to speak more. So, try to find a native speaker to speak with. If you go to a big city, go find a burger place. There will be somebody who speaks English there. If you're in a big city, go find a pizza place. there might be a person who speaks English there. Okay, on a Saturday afternoon in any foreign country, there's one restaurant that has Western food. And guess what? There will be a lot of Westerners there every weekend. So if you find the food, you will find the foreigner. And then you can practice with them. But if you can't practice with a native speaker, then find a non-native speaker. Find somebody else like you, Waliyat, and practice with them. Set up a regular time to do tea every Tuesday or lunch every Friday. Something like that. Get a group together. A little group of friends that you can go have Friday English lunch. Whatever. Okay? So that's step 2. Try to find non-native speakers you can practice with. Step 3, if you can't find a native speaker and you can't find a non-native speaker to practice with, somebody who knows English, then find somebody who knows nothing and teach them whatever you know. The very, very best kind of practice that you can do is what I'm doing right now, teaching. When you teach, you are practicing in the best way possible. You're repeating the most important things, and you have to learn how to explain something. If you don't understand it, then you can't explain it. So teaching is the fastest way that you can improve. Find one student, that's great. Find 3 students, that's amazing. Find 10 students, and your English will be like mine in very short time. Okay? And finally, if you can't find a native speaker and you can't find a non-native speaker and you can't find oh, wow, look at that. If you can't find somebody to teach, then talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. Have a conversation out loud with yourself. Who cares if someone thinks you're crazy? Okay? If you are talking to yourself and someone sees you and they think you are crazy, you can just look at them and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm self-employed and we're having a business meeting." You're self-employed and you're having a business meeting. That's all. You're just talking to yourself. Okay? How can I link between some languages? What do you mean, Reza? Is it lagging again, everyone? Is the connection bad? Is it okay, or is it lagging? It's okay? All right. Okay, I'm trying to catch up with the comments. Are the words integral, notable the same with important? No. Something that is notable, Lissa, is something that you want to write a note about. That's all. That a notable thing is something that you think, oh, well, that was pretty interesting, so we should write that down. It's notable, okay? But integral means something vital, very important to something. Okay? So if I had to give you a list of those 3 words, which one is in which order, I would say that integral is the strongest one. Important is right in the middle, and notable is down below. So a notable thing is interesting, but not crazy interesting. It's just, okay, it's notable. We'll make a note about it. Okay? Important is pretty important. It's strong. Okay, but not crazy strong. Integral, that's strong. If you tell somebody that something is integral, that is highly important. Like it can't happen without that. Okay, so integral is stronger. Sasha says he emphasizes grammar. Well, that's the reason why most people's English is terrible. most people's English. It's because, Sasha, when you learn how to drive a car, do you read a book about the engine? That's grammar. If you want to learn how to drive a car, then you must drive, not read about the engine. Okay? It's hard for me to hear how they link words together when they speak English. I'm not sure if I understand you, Reza, but I'm going to try to guess if this is what you're trying to say. This is a good question, and it's an important thing to think about. Every language has a rhythm. Every language has a rhythm. So, for example, when I hear Vietnamese, Vietnamese is a very short and sharp, stuttered language. Okay, I don't speak Vietnamese, but when I hear Vietnamese, I'm a drummer. I hear the rhythm of the language, and I hear very short, sharp words. Thai is similar. Thai has a very short. Indian can sometimes also be similar. Bangladeshi sometimes seems like that too. But other languages like English and Italian, they pull the words. They pull. Look what I just did. Pull. Like noodles. You got to pull those words and think about it more like music. Look at my words, how I'm pulling them and flowing them together like a song. Okay? I don't talk like this with every word separate, but sometimes when I hear you speak English, this is what you sound like because you are not pulling the words and making them come together. Okay, Reza? No, the word is integral. There's two ways to pronounce it. Some people say integral, some people say integral. But it doesn't really matter. Okay? The connection is very bad now again. How is the connection, everyone? Is good, is good, is good, is okay. It's okay la. There's just a little video delay. All right. Well, okay. I apologize if the connection is not good for you. How can I know if my English is good or bad? If people understand you, then your English is good. Okay? Connie says, I quite understand what they say, but when I speak, I'm stuck. I don't know how to respond. Connie, that's because you're still thinking in Thai. You need to learn how to think in English. Okay? When you think in English, then those words will be ready and easy to pull and use when you need them. But, Connie, your English words are in a box in your brain and they're dusty. you don't use them very much. They stay in your brain in a box all the time. So that's why when you have to speak, you're not ready. You have to go find that box in your brain. You have to dust it off. You have to open it up and find the words inside. That takes too long. So, if you can't speak English, it's when, you can understand people, but you can't speak. That's usually because you're not thinking in English. And because you're not thinking in English, your English is not ready. It's dusty. It's in your brain, in a box, hidden somewhere. And you have to go find it every time you want to use it. If you use it all the time, it won't be dusty. If you use it in your mind all the time, it will be ready. Okay? Okay. I hope the connection is okay. You're learning Singlish. Yes, that's right. Singlish. Marco says he likes my live because I speak fast. You think I speak fast. Many people say I speak slow. Slowly. Okay. Anyway. How can you learn how to think in English? All right. I knew that question was coming. All right. So, Fatima, step 1. Grammar isn't important. It's in your brain. Nobody's listening. Nobody's there to correct you. So grammar is not important. So forget about worrying about grammar. Okay? When you're thinking in English in the beginning, you have a baby brain. You have baby English. You have a baby English mind. If you never use your baby English mind, it will always be a baby English mind. If you use your baby English mind, it will grow just like a baby. So, in the beginning, I want you to think very simple things. What do you want? What do you need? What do you feel? When you wake up in the morning, you can say, I need to brush my teeth. I need to get dressed for work. I want to eat some breakfast. That's not hard, is it? Is that hard? Simple wants and needs and feelings in English, is that difficult? No, that's not difficult. That's easy. But you're not doing it. It's easy, but you're not doing it. So that's step 1, is just your wants and needs, your likes, your dislikes, your feelings. Start with thinking about English using those. Step 2, everywhere you go during your day, I want you to think in English and ask the questions: who, what, when, where, why, and how. So if you go to the grocery store, I want you to think, who is at this grocery store? Who works at this grocery store? Who owns this grocery store? What is a grocery store? What does a grocery store have? What do they do? When is the grocery store open? When is it closed? Where is this grocery store? Can you give directions there? So, step 1 is just your wants and needs and feelings. Step 2 is just live your life. Live your life the way you normally do every day. But wherever you go, try to ask yourself questions of who, what, when, where, why, and how in English, in your mind. And if you can't then now you know what you need to learn. If you don't know the word watermelon, then you need to learn that word, right? So when you think in English, you will find in the beginning it's really scary because you don't know how to say anything. You're a baby. You have a baby brain. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. Okay? And the more you do it, it becomes the best way for you to figure out, what do I need to learn? What do I need to know? What don't I know? Right? Do I know all the words for kitchens? All the kitchen words, all the things in a kitchen. Do I know all the words for an office? Do I know all the words for a bathroom? Think in English. Wake up in the morning and turn on your English brain. Your phone, you can change the language in your phone, right? So, I want you to go in the settings in your brain and change the language. At least sometime during your day. How much time do you spend thinking in English? If you don't spend any time thinking in English, then you should not be surprised if your English is not good. Let me say that one more time. If you don't spend any time thinking in English, then of course your English is not going to be very good. All right? That's fairly obvious, isn't it? So you have to start thinking in English, whatever language you speak. Tomorrow, try to think in English for 5 minutes during your day. The next day, try to think in English for 10 minutes. The next day, 15 minutes. Okay? Rehan says, I'm thinking in English all around the clock. Great. Then that means you're practicing English all around the clock. You think you can't practice English because there's no one around to practice, but you can practice English all day if you learn how to think in English. Okay? I speak Chinese. Do I have anyone to practice Chinese with around here? No. But when I go for a hike, I'm thinking in Chinese. When I do gardening, I'm thinking in Chinese. When I'm cooking, I'm thinking in Chinese. I can practice my Chinese in my brain. That's where language starts. That's the problem a lot of you are having, is that if you don't have your language very strong here, then you can't have good, strong language when you're reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Okay? If your mental language is strong, your physical language will be strong. If your mental language is weak, your physical language will be weak. Okay? All right. Did I miss any comments or questions? Let me scroll through here and see. I don't think I did. Tony says, think and describe something in English, not your native language. And Tony used a very important word. When you are thinking in English, don't translate. If you're translating, it's never going to feel comfortable. Why? Because your native language ability is way up here, but your English is down here. So you can't translate this into this. You can't. But you do have enough English to describe this. So you don't have the same vocabulary words to be able to say it the exact same way. But you do have enough simple language that you can describe it in a simple way. So describe things. Don't translate, describe. Okay? Don't translate, describe. Think about it like it's a picture and there's a blind person. There's a blind person there and they want to see the picture. Describe it to them. Imagine you're talking to a blind person. Okay? What is physical language? Physical language is reading, writing, listening, and speaking. That is your physical use of the language. When you read, you are physically using the language. When you write, you are physically using the language. When you listen and when you speak, you are physically using the language. When you think, you're mentally using the language. So, if your mental language is strong, your physical language will be strong. Okay? Physical, I don't mean your body. I mean your ability to actually use it. Okay? Thank you, Fatima. Thank you, Marco. You're welcome, Melik. Rehan says, I memorize many vocabulary words, but I forget because I need to practice. Rehan, I have a better way for you to learn vocabulary words. I'll teach that to you in just 1 minute. Let me see. How to connect audio. Somebody told me, huh? Nigu, I'm not sure what you mean by connect audio. Yes, Adam, there's also physical body language, but when we talk about body language, we say body language. But when I use the term physical language, I'm just talking about your ability to use what's in here in the real world through the 4 physical ways to use language. Okay? Again, Gabby, if you understand what I'm saying, but your mind goes blank, that's because you don't practice thinking in English enough. Every day, Gabby, when you're going to the grocery store, when you go to the movies, when you go to a restaurant, try to think in English. Okay? Gabby, your English right now, it's in a box, in a closet, in your brain, and it's covered in a bunch of dust because you don't use it very much. But if you get that box out and you use it all the time, those words will be ready to use when you want them. Okay? Hello, Saeed. I'm fine. Good to see you. Okay. All right. So let me tell you guys, somebody said that they wanted help with vocabulary. So, oh, look, Marco, it looks like you're from Mexico, but I guess you're learning Italian. right? So then, yeah, you would want to think in Italian as much as you can, which would be a little bit easier because there's a very strong relationship between Spanish and Italian. There are a lot of very strong similarities because they both come from Latin. Nigu nigi, I don't know what you are trying to say. Okay, so I'm going to teach you some vocabulary words, okay? I'm going to teach you a nice trick for learning vocabulary words, all right? And since we're talking about Italian and Spanish and Latin, that's a good transition because that's what we're going to talk about. I'm going to teach you that Latin can help you understand English, all right? So, for example, do you guys know if you see an English word and it has the letters P-E-R or P-O-R or well, let's just stick with those for right now. So do you know any words that have P-E-R or P-O-R? What does that mean if you see a word that has P-O-R or P-E-R in it? Do you know? No, it doesn't mean poor. Doesn't mean priority. Nope. So, in Latin, the original meaning of the letters P-E-R was to pass over something. To pass over something. Okay, to lead or pass over. To lead or pass over is the original meaning. All right? So, do you know this word? Or no, wait. Let's start with this one first. Do you know this word? What is a port? Portal, that's right. Port, airport, that's right. It's similar to a harbor, but not quite the same as a harbor. A port, the original meaning of the word port. Port comes from the Latin word that means doorway or entry. Okay? So a port is a door. And when you're in a big boat, if you're in a big ship and you want to go to that country, can you take your boat anywhere? No, you have to go to the door that they allow you to go into that country from, right? That is the port. And yes, import means things that you bring into your door. Export means things that you take out of your door. They pass. So the original meaning of port was to pass over, right? So import means things that pass in. Export means things that pass out. Passport means a pass that allows you to go anywhere. Okay? To deport means to remove someone from this door, to lead someone to removal. Okay? And what about, how about, let me find another good word. How about this word? Portable. What is portable? Portable means, yeah, movable, easily movable, right? Something small that can be moved easily, right? So, port means, the original meaning means to lead or pass over, and able means you can. So a portable thing means a thing that you can take with you. Right? Okay. How about this word? This is a fun one. What is a porch? Do you guys know what a porch is? A porch. No. Abdo, that's a Porsche. That's a German kind of car. This is not the word Porsche. This is the word porch. Okay? A porch is the front part of a house. That's right, Carolina. So when you go out of the front part of your house, if you have a place where people can sit and that's where people come into your house, right? They step up onto the porch to go into your house. Okay? And the word porch comes from the old Latin word porticus, which the Latin word means a covered gate or entrance. So, if you know, in old castles, the door to go into a castle is called a portcullis. So the front entrance to a building used to be called a portcullis. Over time, that word became porch, but it comes from the meaning to pass over, because the porch is the place you pass over to go inside. Okay? No, the lobby is different. The lobby is inside the building. A porch is outside the building. Okay? So let me show you a picture and then you'll understand. Okay? So let me show you a portcullis first. So when you see a castle, if you see this kind of big door with a big iron gate on it, like that, that is called a portcullis. Okay? But this on a house, let me find a good example. On a house, this area in the front where you walk in, that is called the porch. It's outside the house, but it's in front of the door. That is the porch. Okay? And yes, Abdo, the modern word that we use now is gate, but in old times, they called it a portcullis. That was the word for that kind of gate that comes down on a castle. That was the word, portcullis. But now the front of a house is called a porch because that's the place where you pass over to go through into your house. Okay? Or what about this word? What is a pore? P-O-R-E. A pore, everyone. Your face has many pores on it. What are pores? Your face has, yes, they're little tiny holes. They lead into it. What is a hole? A hole is like a door, right? So the word pore also comes from this same Latin meaning to pass over or pass through, because a pore is a small hole that allows you to pass through. So the word porch and the word pour and the word passport and the word import and the word deport and the word export, all of those words, portable, all of those words are related by this original meaning of to pass through or over, or to lead someone through something. Okay? Here's another interesting one. One moment. So what is this? Is it similar to a pimple? Pimples only happen in pores. Pimples happen in infected pores. So a pimple is an infected pore. Okay? So you have pores all over your face. If you get a pimple, it's infected with some kind of, stuff in it. Okay? But what about this word? What is a ferry? It's a boat, right? What kind of a boat? No, F-E-R-R-Y. What is a ferry? F-E-R-R-Y. It's a boat for taking many people across something. Right? So the word ferry actually also comes from the same P-E-R original meaning of to cross over. To cross over. A ferry lets you cross over the water. Okay? How about this word? One moment. Hello? Huh, weird. Oh, that's why. Okay. So the word... Yeah, there it is. Do you know this word? Practice and practical. Pass over and cross over, same thing. Practice and practical also come from this original meaning of to cross or pass over. So the word practical means pertaining to matters of action or practice, things that can be used or applied. So if it can't be really useful, then it's not practical, right? So this word comes from the French word pratique, and then from the Latin word practicalis, and that comes from the original meaning, which is to do, act, effect, accomplish, or come to an end, to succeed. Literally, it means to pass through or to travel. So the word practice means to do something until you get it, right? Like travel until you reach your destination. Practice is something you do until you get to some place, right? So, Rehan. Hi, Rehan. I am teaching. Listen to what I'm telling you. Don't ask me questions right now. I am already doing my subject. Follow me. I'm the teacher. Okay? And also, Rehan, here's a really good tip. If you want someone to help you, don't tell them to help you. Ask them to help you. If you tell me to explain something to you, I don't want to help you. If you ask me, then I will. Okay? It's important. Okay, so again, the word practice and the word practical also come from the word to pass over, because when you practice something, you're trying to do it until you accomplish a goal. Just like when you travel, you're trying to pass over someplace to get to a destination. Okay? Yeah, to get to your goal. Right. Practice. That's pretty cool, I think. Even that word is related to the word porch. It's funny, I think, right? I've got a couple more fun ones. What about this word? Portfolio. What is a portfolio? It's a work collection. That's right. Yeah. A portfolio usually means a collection of your work of some kind, right? It could be a photography portfolio. It could be an art portfolio. It could be a music portfolio or a business portfolio. Okay. It's just a way of showing people a record of what you've done somehow. But what does port mean? It means to carry across. Port means to carry across, right? And what does folio mean? Folio means papers. So a portfolio means the papers you carry. The papers you carry. That's all. Okay? Am I ignoring you? No, I'm not ignoring you. There are 65 people here. You're not the only one. I have almost 55,000 followers. It's hard to talk to a lot of people at one time. You must be patient. And I don't like it when people are impatient with me. So, I'm not ignoring you. I'm busy. I'm not teaching very difficult words, Rehan. You're just not paying attention. Rehan, I can tell. This is your first day here. I have been teaching for 30 years. I have been live streaming on Hello Talk for a year and a half. I've been on Hello Talk for 10 years. You're new. I'm not. You need to be patient and pay attention. Pay attention. If you expect the world to just turn on the camera and now everything is about you, that's not how the world works, my friend. When you turn on the camera, listen. When you turn on the camera, listen. They call me Teacher Mark for a reason. Okay? Folio is like paper. Yeah, the abdo, the word folio comes from the original word that means papers or documents of some kind. Okay, so yeah, paper and documents is folio, right? So, for example, the original word folio comes from the Latin word meaning a leaf or a sheet of paper. A sheet of paper. So the original word folio means a leaf from a tree. Okay? All right. Take it easy, man. I never take it easy. I never take it easy. My job is serious to me. And I expect you to be serious. That's really what it comes down to. Every teacher that I have ever had that was a good teacher expected more from me. So I expect more from you. If you want to learn from me, I expect more from you. Okay? I'm totally fine. Don't worry about me. Okay? And let me see. How many other words have folio roots? Let's see. So there are other words that have the word folio in them. Unifoliate, trifoliate, foliate. Folius, folios, and folio. So all of those words are related to the word paper. All of these words are related to the word paper. Okay? And there are a bunch of other words here too. Like, what about this word? Last one. What does important mean? So this one is really interesting. This one is really interesting. If something is important, then it's significant, right? Yeah, it's significant, right? So what does important mean? Important, it has that same beginning. Look, import. What does import mean? What does import mean? Import means the things that you buy from outside that you bring into your country, right? Import means the things that you get into your country, right? The things that you buy into your country. And I want you to think about this. A long time ago, let's say 3,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, if your civilization, if your country met another country and they sold you some things from their country that you don't have, don't you think those are important things? So the word important comes from the original meaning in Latin that means the things that you buy from other countries are interesting and new and different, and therefore they are important. Isn't that interesting? The word import, it's right there in the word import. Those are the important things. You brought those in and they're important. They're different than the things you have in your country. They're important. I thought that one was really cool. Even that has the same original meaning as to cross or pass over. Yeah, because those are the things that you bring into your door. Okay? Yeah, that was pretty cool when I found that one. So here's the thing, everybody. Why am I teaching you this? Why? I'm teaching you this because when you learn vocabulary, you're just memorizing words, and that's boring. And because it's boring, you can't remember it. But are you going to forget the story that I just told you about the word important? Are you going to forget the story that I told you about the word export and import? No. You won't forget those because it's interesting. Your brain likes interesting things. So this, what we're talking about, is called etymology. Etymology means the history of where words come from. Okay? And this can be a very useful way to learn English for you. All right? There are thousands and thousands and thousands of interesting stories about words. Okay? Not all of them are interesting. Sometimes they're just common and boring, and there's nothing interesting about the history of that word. But sometimes, like that one, there are how many words here that are related to the word PER, meaning to pass over? Comport, deport, disport, emporium, export, import. The word fair and the word farewell also are related to this word. Fern, the word fern. What is a fern, everyone? Fern. What is a fern? F-E-R-N. A fern is a kind of plant. A fern is a kind of plant like this. This is a fern, okay? This is a fern. Okay? And what does a fern look like? What does a fern, the leaves of a fern, what do they kind of look like? Not a tree. Not a centipede. Come on. Think a little bit harder. They look a little bit like feathers. Like a feather from a bird. And feathers allow you to do what? To fly or pass over. So the word fern comes from the same meaning to pass over because somebody thought those look like feathers. Feathers help birds fly, and flying means to pass over. So even the word fern is related. Is it related with fur? No. The word fur has a different relationship. Let me find that one for you. One moment, I'm reading. So the word fur, what is fur, everyone? Fur means the hair on an animal, the skin and hair on an animal is the fur, right? So cats and dogs are usually very furry animals, right? Bears are furry animals, right? So the word fur comes from a German word that means a sheath. Do you guys know what a sheath is? A sheath is a very old word. We don't use it very much anymore. Let me show you what a sheath is. So, this is my sword. I have a sword here, and yes, it's real. Now, this is called a sword, S-W-O-R-D, S-W-O-R-D. But what do you put this in? If I put this in something, what do I put it in? The thing that you put it in is called the sheath. Okay? So, if you carry your sword, you carry it in a sheath. Okay? And it covers the sword, right? It covers the sword, right? So, fur covers the animal, right? The sheath covers the sword. So the word fur comes from the original word meaning a sheath, which is a covering. Okay? All right, see, that's interesting. That's interesting, right? Do I know how to fight with a sword? Kind of, actually. I bought this sword when I was 15 years old. And I bought it because, why did I buy it? I went to a high school. My high school was called the Cincinnati School for Creative and Performing Arts. So I went to a high school that was a performing arts high school. Okay, so we had normal classes like math and science and history and English, but we also had classes like music and art and dancing and singing and acting. And I took some acting classes, and one of the acting classes that they had there was stage fighting. Stage fighting. And so, yes, I did take a small course in high school about how to pretend to fight on a stage. But it's not real fighting, right? It's just pretend fighting. It's not sharp. It's not sharp at all, but it is made from carbon steel. So you can hit this thing as hard as you want, and it's not going to break. I could go hit a tree as hard as I want, and this will never break. It's carbon steel. It's very, very strong. But it's not sharp at all. It's just a practice sword for stage fighting. Okay? But that's just that's another interesting vocabulary word. The word fur. Fur is the skin and hair on an animal that covers an animal, right? And let me show you something interesting. Whoops. Look at this. Look at he has a knife. That's a knife around his neck. And what is the sheath made from? What is the sheath made from? Fur. That's right. So the word fur also is because the original, the first sheaths that they made for swords were made from animal skin. So yeah, that's where the word fur comes from. It means the covering of a sword. Okay? Yeah. Jackie says, my network is a bit delaying. Is the connection bad again, everybody? And yes, the word fern, everybody, the word fern, it comes from a word that means feather, and it means feather because a fern plant looks like a feather, right? They kind of look like a feather, okay? And so feathers help birds fly, and that still has the same meaning of to go across, to fly. Okay? So that's etymology, everybody. That's etymology. And I only gave you one. I gave you only one root. P-E-R. Do you know how many roots there are in English? There are many, many, many roots. Sub, non, anti, omni, un, in, en. There are a million roots, and they all have meaning. And sometimes the meaning is really interesting. Okay? I'm going to teach one more. I'm going to teach one more today. I did this one yesterday, but I want to teach it to you. What does this word mean? Let's see. Okay, so everybody knows this word, right? I can't type today. Everybody knows this word, father. Where does the word father come from? The word father comes from the original Latin word pater. Pater means father. It sounds the same, right? Father, pater, father, pater. They're almost the same, right? So, pater means father. Can you think of any English words that have the letters P-A-T-R? P-A-T or P-A-T-R? Any words like that? Patriarch. What is a patriarch? What is a patriarch? Does anybody know what a patriarch is? The patriarch is the male leader of the family. No, it's not a church person. No. Not a pastor. No. Not related. Patriarch just means the leader, the male leader of the family, or the male leader of the group. That's the patriarch. Okay? So the word matriarch means the mother of the family, the female leader of the family. Okay? So there are some societies that are matriarchal societies, and there are some societies that are patriarchal societies. Okay? And what about this word? Patriot. Yes, patriarch means a male leader of a group, and a matriarch means a female leader of a group. That's correct. What is a patriot? A patriot is someone who loves their father country. Their father country. Okay. And actually, there's another word that we never use, but there is a word, matriot. A matriot means you love your mother country. So if I'm a patriot, I love America. If I'm a matriot, I love Slovakia because that's where my family came from, or Ireland. Okay. So what about this word? Oh, sorry, I spelled it wrong. Paternal. What about that word? Paternal. Paternal means from the father. Right. So what's your paternal name means what's your father's family name. What's your maternal name means what's your mother's family name. Okay? What about this word? Patricide. Patricide. To kill your father is patricide. To kill your mother is matricide. To kill your brother is fratricide. To kill your sister is sororicide. To kill yourself is suicide. All of these words are related. If you learn one, you should learn them all because they're related. It's easy to understand them. Okay? And here's my last word. The last word for today is this one. And if I already told you this yesterday, don't spoil it. Let me teach the new people. Look at this word. What is a pattern? Pattern. What is a pattern? Tony says it's a type, it's a style, it's a shape, it's a plan, it's a figure. Okay, all of those are kind of correct, right? A pattern means some kind of design that can allow you to make another one more easily, right? So a pattern is something that's a design that lets you make something else more easily, right? Well, the word pattern also comes from the word father, because your father is a good pattern for you. Right? He's the role model. If you try to be like him, then he's a good pattern to follow. The word pattern is related to the word father. Okay? I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. All right. I said one more, but there is actually a couple more. Let me do one more. What about this one? Matter. What is matter? Nina, I will give you those words in just 1 minute. Let me finish this. What is matter? No, not that kind of matter. I mean, like in science. In science, the word matter. What does matter mean in science? Yeah, Calsum has it. Yeah. Matter means anything that is made of something has matter. Okay? So all things have matter. Matter is a science word. Okay? How much matter does it have? It doesn't have much matter. The more matter it has, the more gravitational pull it has, right? So that's all about matter. And the word material. So matter means all of the things that come from the mother universe. Matter comes from the word matre, meaning mother. So matter means all of the things that are made in the universe. And materials means all of the ingredients in the universe. And the Matrix. The Matrix, the movie The Matrix. That's the mother universe. The Matrix is the mother universe. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. Matter, material, matrix, all of those come from the word mother. Okay? Father, patriarch, patriot, patriotism, pattern, all of those come from the word father. I think that's pretty cool and pretty useful. Okay, so everybody, I am tired. I have time to talk with one more person. So, if you would like to talk to me, then you can. Am I a full-time live streamer? Pretty much. If you want to see my schedule, here it is. Here is my schedule for this month. This is my streaming schedule for this month. I have 29 live streams this month, and they are all free. Or I should say, I have 29 live streams this month, and I don't get paid. So if you feel like giving me something, I would appreciate it. Because I don't make any money doing this. Not yet, at least. So because I don't make any money, I ask you to help me by sharing. Share. Tell other people about me, please. Okay? Follow and share. So, here is this. My schedule for this month, okay? Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Those are my days that I stream. Irfan, you can share my streams here, but you don't really need to share my streams on Hello Talk. I'm already kind of famous on Hello Talk. What I want you to do is I want you to tell people about me outside of Hello Talk. Nobody knows me in YouTube. Nobody knows me in WeChat. Nobody knows me in Instagram or Douyin or TikTok. If you know people there, go tell them. Go tell them about me. All right? So that's what I want from you, please. Why do they charge you? Oh, well, Carlos, I should say, I know that you pay. You might pay for this stream, but I'm not the one getting paid. So when you pay for that stream, you're paying Hello Talk, not me. Okay? Make sure that's clear. Make sure you understand that. All right? I don't charge you anything for here. Okay. So let's see. Do I have anyone else want to talk to me for 5 minutes? I have time to talk for 5 minutes. Raise your hand if you want to talk to me before I go have lunch. How about Monk? Hello, Monk.
Wait.
Take your time.
Hello. Yeah.
How are you?
Good morning.
Yeah.
I'm good. How
Good.
are you?
Good. I guess you weren't expecting to be chosen. But I saw your comment there, so I said, "Oh, I'm gonna."
The last time I met you here.
I do remember. Yeah. So what can I do for you today?
I was asking some question about how to make a good speech.
How to make a good speech. Okay.
Yeah.
Making a good speech is very similar to a job interview. They're both about confidence. They're both about confidence. When you're giving a speech, it's about making people believe what you are saying. So you have to sound like you believe it, right? Like if you don't sound like you believe your own words, then nobody else is going to believe you either, right? So that's the same as teaching, right? When I see a teacher and they are boring, then of course the kids are bored. Like you're boring. How can you expect them to have fun when you're so boring? You're not giving them anything to go from, right? So when you are in front of people, you are trying to convince them that your ideas are sound. Sound means good, right? So you have to treat it kind of like a debate, but there's nobody there. You're making an argument to yourself about whatever you're speaking about. And then I would say the most important thing is if you have passion about what you're talking about, use it. Passion can't be faked. Passion can't be faked. It's obvious when someone has real passion. And when you see real passion, every human being knows real passion when they see it. That's why you follow me. Because you see me and you know, like, look, this guy is crazy excited about what he does. You know, he's
Very
like,
interesting.
right. It's like I'm really into it. So that's why you're into it. Right? So that's why it's important when you're giving a speech, Lila doesn't know what a speech is. A speech means when you're talking to a group of people in public about something, right? If you're trying to, so for example, Martin Luther King gave the I Have a Dream speech. Everybody knows the I Have a Dream speech. Or JFK gave the ask not what you can do for your country, or ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. That's a speech that he's famous for. You know, that's a quote from a speech that he's famous for, right? And you have to just believe in yourself if you want anyone else to believe in you. So I think when I try to write a speech, I write something that I feel like I'm trying to argue with myself, convince myself that I'm right. You know, sit down and make an argument to yourself about why you are right. And if you can convince yourself, then you can convince other people. Okay?
That's right. I agree with that. So how should I start? Should I just start with, if that time's morning, should I just start with good morning, ladies and gentlemen? It's my great honor. How could I start
that
a speech?
Depends on where that depends on where you're going to be. Every venue is different, Monk. So I'm a musician and I play the drums, but every place I play differently depending on who I'm playing for and the environment that I'm in. So some speeches, maybe I'll start with a funny joke. Some speeches, I'll start just like you said. I'll just introduce myself politely and formally. So it really depends on your audience and your venue. Where are you and what are you doing? Then you can determine what kind of attitude you want to have for your speech. Do you want to be more formal or do you want to be more relaxed? You know, what kind of feeling do you want to project? That's what's important.
What if it's like a speech competition in a school?
Then choose a topic that you love and just talk passionately about it. That's easy. In all honesty, all of those speech competitions, if you're allowed to choose the topic, then it's easy. You just have to choose something that you are really passionate about and then tell people about it. Be passionate and tell people about it. That's it. But if you don't get a choice and they make you choose a topic, like you have to write about, you have to give a speech about the Chinese economy in the 1990s, you know, or something like that. Like, that's not so fun. That's a lot harder for you to figure out, how can I make this exciting? Right? But if you can choose something that you are interested in, then you can easily talk with passion about it. Okay? So if you're in a student competition, I would be pretty formal, but, you know, even when I'm really formal, no matter how formal I am, I always still try to keep it light because I'm a teacher. And when you're a teacher, you need to feel like people are not afraid to talk to you. They should feel like they're comfortable talking to you. So when I give a speech, I want to project the same kind of comfortability. That's, again, why do you guys watch me? Because I'm comfortable. I make it feel comfortable. No matter who you are, no matter where you're from, no matter what level of English you have, I will try to make you feel comfortable. Okay? And so you need to do that with your audience too. You need to try to choose a topic and figure out a way that you can talk about it that makes them feel comfortable. Okay? I mean, it depends on it depends on your topic though too. Some speeches you're trying to challenge people, then that's different. Right? If you're trying to challenge someone, that's different. But if you're just trying to make a good speech about an idea you have or something, that's where you want to try to be friendly and engaging, not confrontational and controversial. Right?
Actually, it's a very hot topic about the speech. It's about the Chinese path to modernization. It's a hard concept. I don't.
Is it though? I mean, it depends on how you're talking about it. Do you need to give a factual speech or are you giving an inspirational speech?
It's all about maybe just talking about what's my opinion on the Chinese path to modernization.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, then that's not that hard. Be honest and tell exactly what you think.
Hard concept.
Okay, so break it down. Break it down. This is what you need to do when you're a teacher. Everything you do when you're a student or when you're a teacher, you need to figure out how can I break it down. So let's think about, you need to talk about the modernization of the Chinese economy starting from when?
Yes. Oh, the time. I haven't searched yet.
Okay, so then let's just choose one. Just randomly, let's just say, so let's start with the 90s. Let's just start with the 90s, okay? So write down 90s on a piece of paper and then write down everything that you think about or what all your impressions are, any ideas you have or thoughts you have about the Chinese economy in the 90s. And then do the 2000s and then do, right? Just give yourself a general impression of those years and then build from that. Okay? Whenever I do anything, I start with a frame. And then I try to build off of that. So just start with a basic idea and then go from there. All right. Use the 90s. Figure out other ways that you could break it down. So that was one way. You could break it down by time period, but you could also break it down by leader, or you could break it down by region. You know, like different regions will be affected differently. Right. So by thinking about it that way, I'm breaking it down in a bunch of different ways, and then I'll just write down all of my notes about what I'm thinking. And man, if I have a bunch of notes like that, I don't write my speeches, everyone. I never, ever write my speeches word for word. I write notes, and then I use those notes. Because if you write word for word, you can't really speak comfortably. You can't speak casually.
Right. It's about just like reciting.
Yeah, you're just reading something. That doesn't feel normal and it doesn't feel natural. Right. So that's why I use notes. Notes help me remember the important points, but they let me stay free in my speech, and they let me improvise at the moment. So that if I have a new way of saying that just came to me just now, fine, do that. Okay? So keep it open. Good. Yeah, keep it open a little bit. All right, Monk, I'm kind of hungry and tired, so I'm going to take a break, but it was really good to see you again, and I hope that those tips were useful to you.
It's really nice to meet you.
Yeah, it was great.
That's good.
Take care, my friend.
So helpful.
Thank you very much. And good luck to you. I'll see you next time, okay?
Have a good day.
Thanks. Bye-bye. All right. So once again, everybody, don't forget to go to my moments, and there are 29 live streams that you can go and sign up for right now. And you'll get a notification for all of my streams this month. Okay? Look, 29 live streams. That's a lot of English help. Well, 28 now. That's right. Adam. Well, actually, no, 29, because I actually did forget there's another live stream that I didn't actually put on the schedule yet. There will be 2 live streams on Halloween. On Halloween in the morning, I'll give one live stream where I just teach you about Halloween. Where does Halloween come from? What is Halloween about? The history of Halloween and what it means. And then I'll have another live stream that night on Halloween where you can see the kids coming to the door and getting candy, and it'll be live Halloween. You can watch what Halloween looks like in my neighborhood in America. Okay, so actually there will be 29. Do I have a live stream tomorrow? Samira, today is Tuesday. Look at my schedule. I don't do anything on Monday or Wednesday. Okay, Monday and Wednesday, I am not here. Monday and Wednesday, I'm not here. Plavon wants to know, how can I watch this? Well, Plavon, I'm recording right now, and after we finish this live stream, I will edit that and upload it to my YouTube page. Where is my YouTube page? It's right here. Your channel. There we go. Share. Here is my YouTube page. You can copy it and paste it. Okay? And if you go to my YouTube channel, there are dozens of videos like this one already there. There are dozens of videos there online that you can watch with lots of great tips. Okay? So go check out my YouTube page. The date today in my country, it's October 3rd right now. So it just became October 4th where you are, Nicole. It's 12:45 a.m. where you are. It's 12:45 p.m. where I am. I'm on the other side of the earth. Okay? All right, everybody. Thank you once again for watching and following. I am very sorry about the technical difficulties we had today and yesterday and the day before. I hope things will get better soon. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for following. Make sure you like and share, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not tomorrow. I just said that. I will see you guys on Thursday. I just changed my schedule. I used to do Wednesdays, but now Wednesday is my day off, so I'll see you guys on Thursday. Okay? I'll see you guys in 2 days. All right, have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening wherever you are in the world, and don't forget to be a language warrior. You're not allowed to be shy if you want to learn a language. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. Okay, bye-bye, everyone. See you next time.